Hey, what up, YouTube? Bleak Rides here. Got the bike pulled out. Yeah. I gotta go to the dentist today. No one ever likes going to the dentist. I have an implant that's failing. Gotta get a plan together about getting it pulled out. So, wife needed the vehicle today. Gonna take the bike. You don't have to twist my arm. But, yeah. I just thought I'd do a little filming. Take you along on even YouTubers need the dentist sometimes kind of video. And we'll get into it. Alright, ready to go. Gonna try the faceless helmet. Do a little Bogan style filming. Been catching up on Bogan. I don't know if you guys watch him, but I've been catching up on his North American tour. Felt inspired to do a little Bogan style filming. So, alright, without further ado, let's get into it. Ha ha ha. Fooled you. Well, I fooled me too. Thought I was going to do some Bogan style filming. And rewatching this as I edited it, I realized the audio is atrocious. So here we are, back at voiceover. It's what I do. It's what I know. I'd like to have some in-helmet comms at work. I think riding Humboldt County is gonna take some time out of his day at some point to walk me through what I'm maybe doing wrong. I've watched video setups. I actually think the little GoPro dongle that I ordered is maybe not good. It doesn't work. I wish I could match up the audio to my ride, what I'm actually saying. I'm talking about the weather. It's like 70 degrees in Des Moines, and feels all right. Little nip in the air. Really not used to riding in a 3/4 helmet. And yeah, just getting underway. About to connect to Merle Hay Road and yeah, start heading out west. Didn't know. I checked the weather before I left the house, and it said I was good. It was clear. It said it was gonna be cloudy. On my way to the dentist, that point is proven wrong. It was more than cloudy. It begins to rain. And while I'm at the dentist, it begins to pour. But, as you'll see towards the tail end of the video, when I go to leave the dentist, the skies had opened up. Beautiful, not cloudy, beautiful, sunny. So, I happen to mention in my commentary, it's my belief, all weathermen or women or persons should have a window in their office. If you're going to speculate, I don't know, maybe you should go into government. But if you're going to tell me what the weather is supposed to be, man, look outside first. If it looks like it's about to storm and your computer's telling you it ain't, use your better judgment. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I'm chatting along, but if I were to pull the audio back up, guys, it's just windy. You can't hear anything I'm saying. You can see my mouth moving. But, yeah, we'll do a little bit of this ride, get to where we're going, see what we can come up with. Thought I might talk about a little motorcycle news. Some interesting things going on in the world. Some big bike shows going on. And really big news, my second motor for my Kawasaki Concourse has arrived. It landed yesterday from Freight Shippers. That's all the more information the email gave me. Freight shipping. I thought maybe it was coming by train. I don't know. Came by truck. I was messaging with the mechanic yesterday. That's how I found out. I said, hey man, I don't have a clue when this motor is going to be coming. You ain't seen it yet, have you? He goes, yes, I have. And this is how much of a beast Josh Brimbaumer out of Baumer Cycle is. This man unloaded this motor, no forklift, to my understanding, no dolly, just pure sheer power of will and muscle. Picked the motor up, unloaded it off the truck, carried it into his shop. It's still all wrapped up because we didn't know when the motor was going to be coming. Man's got to eat, man's got to feed his family. I'm at the back of the line now. That's fine. They say he can get to me in a couple weeks. But exciting stuff. Super exciting stuff. My concourse could be done in the near future. And I actually found an old video of a guy riding a concourse cross country. He does an iron butt on it. He does a coast to coast on it. And he does that from tip to tip. He goes from, I don't know, where was it? Maybe Texas. Or he goes from somewhere south all the way to Alaska. What a cool ride. I mean, right to the end of the road. You know, when you're as deep into motorcycling as I am, when you live it, you breathe it, you dream about it, you daydream about it, that kind of stuff really appeals to you. His videos were 7 years old, man, this guy I was watching. No real commentary to speak of. Some interesting musical choices. But, yeah, I mean, it just fills me with excitement. I watch all these motorcycle videos pretty much all day long. If I'm at work, I got it playing in the background. If I'm in the vehicle, I got it playing in the vehicle. As long as the wife ain't around. The wife's around, she's like, turn that shit off. I'm tired of hearing it. Nobody wants to hear it. You're the only one in love with motorcycles. She doesn't share my passion for the two-wheel life. That's okay. I know plenty of other people who do. We chat endlessly on the Discord about it. And them's my brothers. I wonder what I'm saying right here. Would have been nice to know. And the wind just going crazy, popping, crackling, doing all kinds of fun stuff. I don't get on the highway. I actually just take city roads. I wasn't really sure where I was going. The dentist moved from their old office, where I first had all my work done, to a new mega office out further in West Des Moines. And I mean mega office. It looks like it's like the Mayo Clinic of dentistry professionals. I mean, so many offices. I don't know how you could ever keep track of who's doing what. But big staff, modern, very modern facility. You know, I used to get x-rays done by some big machine. Now they had what looked like a camera to do them. The world keeps changing at such a rapid pace. And to quote Ian Malcolm, we're all just racing to catch up. That's all any of us can do. And, you know, try to live in the world too. That's important. Try to build bonds and relationships that last and have a good time. Well, and buddy, I know no better time than riding a motorcycle, which is what we're doing now. Hey, thanks everybody for coming along. Let me throw up the subscribe and like and hit the bell, and we'll keep moving right along. we're back. Back to where you can hear me. I spin the camera around so you guys can see this tent truck I was behind. I had a turn coming up. I didn't want to pop over to the other lane and speed up all crazy, not when I was about to turn. And then the road right before my road, this guy about comes to a full stop. A little bit of cursing. You gotta love post. I can edit it out. Audio over. But it was just me sort of complaining through this section about the drivers in Des Moines or nationwide. I do a lot of driving for my job. I do a lot of riding whenever possible. Amateur YouTuber, so it's not my primary job to make these videos. I just enjoy them, and I do them to the best of my ability. Every day I'm constantly learning something new, whether about using the software I have, about audio capture, about getting good clean footage. You may notice the video looks a little better than it usually does from the stuff I produce. I'm trying some different settings on the GoPro. I think this one was active dynamic, something like that. Supposed to have a little bit more image stabilization, a little less of the pixelation that comes up in some of my other videos. Drives me nuts. Trees aren't supposed to be boxy, you know. They have edges, they have ridges, they have limbs, they have leaves, none of which are square. So yeah, that's talking about the drivers and a bunch of them being knuckleheads in Des Moines. I mean, everywhere you go, there's a knucklehead, and it can be a bit disconcerting sharing the road with these people. And by these people, I mean bad drivers. You feel some kind of way about that sentence, I don't know, maybe that's on you. Go to a parking lot, practice like I do on the bike. Big one would be, there's a little lever attached to the steering column. Acts as a turn signal indicator. You got to push it in order for that indication to happen. In order for the signal, the little beam of electricity, the magic pixies, to get sent to that incandescent bulb mounted out by the front of your car. Yeah, you got to trigger that. You got to push that little lever. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. It's all just a guess. Enough about bad drivers. I think it was right about here I felt some sprinkles. Now, mind you, I haven't ridden in the rain since Arkansas, since the weirdo meetup. A bunch of the Discord guys and some YouTube content creators and some movers and shakers and two-wheel personalities had a chance to meet up with them, and had to ride to Arkansas, and hit rain going, hit rain coming, to and fro, every which way I went on that trip. Rain wasn't too far behind, overhead, pouring down. So, you know, I'm not gonna freak out or start driving erratically. Okay in the rain. You know, I had people filling my head with nonsense when I first started riding. They say, well, you gotta watch out for the lines. They get real slick in the rain. If they do, I've never experienced it. I make my shift in my lane. I switch my position. I move on. Really try not to think about too much of the operation, and more about what's coming at me and in front of me. Oh yeah, I mean, you can see sprinkles appearing on my jacket. I'm getting rained on. This is fun. Just going on endlessly. I'm sure I'm jabberjawing about the same things I'm telling you now. Riding in Arkansas, riding in the rain. First time getting used to it. You know, I've only been riding a year and 2 months. I'm still fairly new. Coming into year 2. I asked a Facebook group I'm in, at what point do I transfer from being a beginner rider to amateur or intermediate rider. I ride all the time, every chance I get, constantly driving. So I mean, I'm used to being on the road. The road is where I'm comfortable. At least there I know what's coming at me. You never know what's coming at you in life. What's coming right around the corner. It's the hit you don't see coming that knocks you right on your ass too. I like being on the road, on my machine. I can expect something. I can expect what's around that corner. I can hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. Immediate stops or something to dodge. Yeah. So the rain's coming down, starting to get a little wet, but relaxed, enjoying it, having a good time, not worried about nothing. I can't now, already going. There's another one of those moments I wish I'd wore the full face, but it's good to practice all disciplines. If you don't practice all disciplines, how can you be proficient? How can you be a master if you don't practice? Practice it all. Practice. And not just practice, but experience. Get out there and experience it. You got to get out there and get some rain on you. You got to get cold. You won't know how you're going to overcome until you're faced with the situation in which you have to do so. I remember my hands being so cold and soaked, absolutely soaked and cold to the bone on one of my trips. You know, I'm glad I experienced it. Do I want to experience it? No. But I'm glad I did. So I could learn. I could learn what I needed to do. And as it turns out, because I watch so much damn YouTube, I happen to know Ryan69 had said, bring along a pair of rubber gloves. So I did. And at my first gas stop, pulled over, I pulled my soaked, freezing gloves off. I put the rubber gloves on, put my soaked glove back on. My hands were still cold. But you know what, baby? They were dry. And that's half the battle. Keeping dry, keeping your wits about you. That's all you can do when you're out there, out in the wild, trying to reckon something, trying to have some understanding about your place in this big, broad universe. But I mean, internally, I was thinking, like, I hope I get there soon, because this kind of sucks also. I'm getting rained on. I'm supposed to be going to the dentist. I don't want to be soaking wet. Dentists always keep their office freezing cold. So it really behooved me to not be soaking wet when I get there. The nice thing about on the bike, you're moving. It's not like you're standing still just getting rained on. Smart man come out of the rain, but no one ever accused me of being a smart man. And I think I mentioned something about these implants. A while back, I have a lot of my teeth pulled. I spent 10 years as a junkie shooting methamphetamines up into my veins. When I got sober, I didn't have much left for teeth. I got some on the bottom, had all the tops pulled, got a denture. You know what? I have to live with that. That's the wreckage of my life. It's the reconciliation of my past. Somewhat of a war scar for me. I went to war with myself. I enjoyed every freedom that the troops who protect our country afforded me. I enjoyed every freedom and broke many laws along the way. And I've been reconciling all that. I have fines I still pay to this day. I'm missing teeth. I got some dental implants. I had an all-on-4 denture. It just clicked in. It was real fancy. But it wasn't meant to be. The implants, every one of them failed. All but one. I had 4 of them. 3 of them failed. Got infection. Had swelling. Had to get them yanked out. They didn't heal right from the get-go. I was a smoker at the time. Dentist said, "Bud, you got to quit smoking cigarettes." Primary doctor said, "Man, your blood pressure's through the roof. You got to quit smoking these cigarettes. Maybe slow down on the coffee." One of those things happened. But, yeah. So now I'm headed out. I didn't know that, and I'll give you guys the forward information. These things get yanked out of my head today. It happened. There was no messing about. He said, "Yeah, they need to come out of there, Bill. They need to come out of there right now." And I said, "Let's do it. Get them out of there." And I'm glad I did, so I can get through the healing, stop feeling the pain, probably go back to a regular denture. I don't know, man. I've lived my life so long toothless. I mean, this is who I am. I never said I was a great guy. I really just try to be a good guy. Try to do right by people. Got my own opinions, like everybody else's. But I smell kind of funny. Anyway, won't bore y'all with the details of the dental work. But if you're ever considering getting implants, don't smoke cigarettes while you do it. Bad habit, man. Good thing to drop. You do it, put every one of them at risk. That was about 15 grand of dental work down the drain. 2 years of pain and healing and pain and healing. Suffered through, lived through, thrived through. Can you believe it? We made it. We made it here, safe and sound. Little wet for the wear, but here nonetheless. At the glorious Apex Dental. Dr. Brad Rickmeister, thank you for being you. Thank you for being out there. Thank you for dealing with this ugly mug. A little funny that happened while I was in there. He said, man, this beard's something to contend with. He was fighting him. The beard was literally grabbing his hand, grabbing his tools, throwing them across the room. It's a pretty wild beard, man. It gets buck wild. I have to do a lot of combing to tame it. But if I don't, it'll get real rowdy. It'll grab him, motherfucker up, throw him across the room. You gotta be careful. You gotta watch out for old man's beards, man. They don't play. They don't mess about. What's real nice is when you come out of a place that you went into and it was getting real bad out. Raining, being dark, looking like a dark and stormy night in the daytime. Come out of a place and immediately turn towards the trash truck. Sunny out now, beautiful. What is it with me and always being around these damn trash trucks? Some higher power trying to say something? Yeah, I ain't listening. Be the best trash panda I can. Hell yeah. Well, that's it. We made it through. Man, I want to thank each and every one of you. I'm up to 105 subs. Most of you I know by name. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming along, man. I needed the moral support today. You know, I may look like a big tough guy and like I could hold my own. That dentist scares the hell out of me. And, he's got drills, he's got tools. He had one. Whew, I won't even go into it. Scar you, leave you tore up for life. Thinking about it. Anyway, we lived through it. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Want to say, hey, thank you for coming along on another Bleak Rides. Maybe I'll see you out there on the road. Big wide universe. On long enough timeline, survival rate for everything drops to 0. That means on a long enough timeline, hopefully have a chance to meet each and every one of you on the flip side. Later.